So we named my group the Alpaca Pack, and we just, because my group loves alpacas. So a lot of our, we go to an art school, so I created this zine for the final challenge. So I hope that you will all enjoy one. It's made on elephant poop paper, but don't let that deter you at all. I think I have enough for everybody in this room, but if for some reason I don't, leave me your email. I'm actually working on improving these because these are hard to make. So yeah, I have more. Those are the ones made on elephant poop paper, but the rest is made on palm fiber paper because I learned about how important paper is. So the Alpaca Pack consisted of 3, and I basically want to introduce the other 2 because I feel like they were so important because I wouldn't be able to tackle greener and greenest and green sometimes without their support because I don't get home till 5:30. So here's a little introduction from the Alpaca Pack. Is there audio? I'm actually part of a group consisting of 4 called the Alpaca Pack. It's going to be a pretty awesome, well-motivated group.
Hi, I'm Gigi from the Alpaca Pack.
Hi, I'm Jackie from the Alpaca Pack.
I think that we will have this grand opportunity to look at the source of where our stuff comes from because we like stuff a lot, and I think that that transfer to more sustainable stuff will make us like stuff even more, maybe even appreciate our stuff. Okay, so I want to stop there. This is actually in your zine, but it's towards the end, but it's out of order. Real Cool Booty, that's what I decided to call all the wonderful products that I received. It is so important to get these things because, the incentive is good, but it made me make this realization that there are people out there who are concerned not only for, like making a little bit of moolah, but also have concern for my health and where their product goes after it's done, basically. And, things like cradle to cradle and consumer health, like that's really, really profound that there are people out there who are looking out for me, and it removes the paranoia and like the idealism that's like kind of attached to greenness. And it's just so cool that I can like have my granola and eat it too and have it so it's just, I just needed to say that because it really was important.
So when I was a kid,
so this is Gigi, and she was part of the Alpaca Pack, and I felt like her voice was really poignant, and she just has a simple thing to say about where we live. The Alpaca Pack came about because we live in a really urban sprawl environment, which means that we basically live on these giant roads, and there's like a big box retailer, and then there's like a field for like 10 miles, and then there's another big box retailer, and it's really ugly. And I had this, I really, I love food. I love food so much, and I love art, and we love our school. So we're like, we should bring this together. We should really make the best out of our situation and have a school garden. So we started this group called the Flower Rangers, and Power Rangers, get it? So Gigi hopped right on board with me, and that's how we kind of got it was a small following at the school for Project Green Challenge, but this is what we had. And so she just had some really poignant story about why PGC connected with her. So I'm just going to let her say her thing because I think it really connects to where we're coming from geographically.
as soon as I would get home from school, I would go run outside and go play with my friends. Go play tag and hide and go seek and climb trees. And I would go home as one of them called me for dinner. And I have 2 brothers. Where we live is more of an urban setting, and there aren't trees to go play in. There's not a lot of yard, and grass, and all of that stuff I grew up with. And sometimes I feel really bad for my brothers because they'll never get to experience that great feeling of climbing the tree, the bars against your knees, and jump down, and just like that whole nature experience they won't be able to get because there's no trees where I live, and that's really disappointing.
Very good. This is another slide in your zine. We like to call kind of our experience with Project Green Challenge environment. because we live in, we live in Dreyfus, basically. We have our tents there. And we kind of had to connect nature with where we live, and that's kind of tough for a bunch of urban kids who are living in this, not so fantastic environment. But we're all about this experiential experience of being green is just, it's not big enough. It's just 2 words, but it's really an experience. And environment, we realized our impacts, our impact with paper, with plastic, and it's just so huge. And I think that the best way of connecting that with people is talking about how experiential it is, getting people to feel the dirt, to feel, and that's kind of why we started an environmental club, because we feel like it is so personal to everybody. So yeah, I'm gonna continue. So this is Jackie. She's my other member of the Alpaca Pack, and she had this special connection with the cosmetics section of Project Green Challenge, so I'm just going to let her continue with that.
The thing that lost was a project on cosmetics, just because, I'm a girl. I use makeup and hair products and stuff like that all the time. So actually, learning what's in it and the fact that they don't regulate the chemicals and what have you that they put on stuff that we were putting on our face, near our mouth, our eyes, and our hair, it was very enlightening. And I've kind of pulled away from the makeup thing since then. So
Why did you pull away from makeup?
because I don't want that stuff on my face. It's like, you tell girls and stuff like that, their makeup's poisoning their skin or whatever, they're going to listen to you. Since, we're using it, it's clogging your pores, it's, killing your ovaries or
It's
something.
kind of embedded in culture to use makeup all the time.
Yeah, and it's like, I doubt it would be very hard to make makeup that didn't have nearly as many chemicals or to regulate what's being put in them.
So what we kind of decided with that is people's ovaries are dying, and it could be, they're not revealing to us what's in those products. That's wrong. So it's just a means of getting people to care in my school more so, because my school's not green at all. And that's fine. You have to start somewhere. You have to plant your seeds. And that's exactly what I want to do with my life now. I want to just be planting seeds all over the place. I want to be Johnny Appleseed. But I mean, the most that I can ask for people at my school is to have their own experiences with nature, because that's what I've done through Project Green Challenge, through gardening. I was just a kid. I did some green things. I went to Whole Foods. But I mean, we all have our own personal and visceral connections to the earth. And getting people to garden and getting them to do more with their hands is so important to me, and I think is just as important to everyone else. And it doesn't need to be, drawing or whatever. I think that everybody has their own approach to environmental activism and, how they want to experience nature. You can go hiking. You can, I want to make that connection between painting and solving a difficult problem. Because there's 3 ways that you can look at a painting. You can look at it from over here, far away, it's over across the room, and you can, make your initial judgment about what it is, and it's probably abstract, so you have no clue. And then you get a little bit closer, and then you have another perception of it, you're maybe arm's distance away, and you start to think a little bit deeper, and then you get really, really close, and you can see how thick the paint is on that canvas. And it's just different perceptions and looking at that problem and delving deeper in how involved am I in the details of these problems. And I think that's the way that we need to look at solving difficult problems. So, about how much time do we have left, guys? 2 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to continue.
I think the social outreach is going to be a really great opportunity, especially for my school, because I go to a school with community artists, and their way of social outreach is going to be a little bit different from the typical. So stay tuned to see what comes out of that. Who knows?
Okay, so this is another slide of your zine. I call call it let them bake cake because I've found that making people eat food is the #1 way to get to their hearts. And you know, again, it connects with my gardening collective. But I just think that making things of all sorts and showing it to people is the #1 way of getting them to experience it. Because if they don't go out and do it themselves, you need to bring the experience to them. And I love having potlucks, and I love making things for people because it just makes them so happy and it makes them think. It really, really makes them think. If you want people to think, you should give them a cookie sometime. and like my garden would be a great place for people to go and contemplate their lunches and contemplate their environments. This, you know, how did this come from the ground? How did everything that I'm touching and feeling every day come from the ground? What is this life cycle? Because everything must come from the ground. And so yeah, there's this group at my school called Cosmos Club, where I'm going to end this. And Cosmos Club is a vegan potluck that we have on Fridays, and it's as to be kind to the cosmos, of course. And you know, we talk about theoretics. We do theoretical thinking. We talk about astrophysics and color theory, and it's fantastic. And it opens our mind in new ways because we're sharing this food, and I'm going to bring green to that because you have no idea how much it all connects. Science is awesome. And so one of my inspirations, you may or may not know him, is the astronomer Carl Sagan. And he's taught me so many cool things about the world, but he was green before it was cool. And so I'm just going to go ahead and play that because he wrote this book called Pale Blue Dot, and he has this short little speech that he gives about it, and I think it pretty much sums up the beauty that creation in this world is. So, let me...
Our planet is a lonely speck in the great, enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. There is nowhere else, at least in the near future, to which our species could migrate. Visit? Yes. Settle? Not yet. Like it or not, for the moment, the Earth is where we make our stand. It has been said that astronomy is a humbling and character-building experience. There is perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image of our tiny world. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known.
That was his birthday. But thank you all for this experience. This is what Project Green Challenge has given me, and I will be sure to carry it with me for the rest of my life. So.